1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh, that was perfect timing. People are just now coming up the hill. What up, everybody? It's BBKDRAGOON, and welcome back to mountain biking in 2016. This is the first video this year, highly requested. We're on a new bike. Life is good. So last year, I ended up not being able to film as many rides as I wanted to, mainly because I broke my bike. All right. I was riding a carbon fiber bike that I'd had since 2008, and it's kind of a sad story as I pedal up the hill. Loved that bike, rode it hard for 7 years, and then took it in for some maintenance. Did $400 worth of drivetrain replacement. The drivetrain is the chain, the gears, all that stuff. And after I paid the price, picked it up, they're like, "Oh, we think you have cracks in your frame, bro." I'm like, "Oh, really? You couldn't have told me before I dropped $400? And then I looked, and yeah, I had like 5 or 6 hairline cracks. Oh, I know on the GoPro it doesn't look like a lot of pedaling. Trust me, it's a lot of pedaling. Needless to say, I did not go back to that bike shop. It's kind of disappointing. Usually, you do a once-over on the bike, look for that kind of stuff. They're kind of easy to miss, though. I'll cut them the benefit of the doubt. So anyway, this year, we are on a Specialized stump jumper, FSR 650B. So the wheel size, 27.5 inches. Little dropper post. All right. Let's see how we do here. Ooh, I dove that corner real nice. Woo! Stay on it. Oh yeah. That was good. That was real good. All right, little uphill here. Now that was fun. Okay, so now we got a little uphill for me to struggle with. A lot of you guys in my previous biking vids, they're like, "BBK, that's cool that you got a lift near you." All the stuff you guys have seen me ride is stuff that I've pedaled up. No lift access. That's what trail biking's about, baby. You pedal up so you can earn your downhills. It is hot. It's like 80 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it's May. It's hot. Trails are dry. Life is good. So this is what the bad boy looks like. It's great. Great fun, man. My first 27.5 wheel size. 26 was the standard for 15 years. And about 5 years ago, 29-inch wheels came out. They advertised the advantage of better momentum, better rolling. They'd go over stuff easier, which is true, but they're not nearly as fun to corner. 26-inch wheels, the smaller, the standard one, those give you a lot of flick and a lot of maneuverability. Whereas 29 is a bit like driving a monster truck. Sure, they'll roll over everything, but they're not as fun. You don't get as much input as the rider. Now these, oh, here we go, Hada! Are 27.5 inch. These are the best of both worlds. Real fun corners, banked walls. Woohoo! Oh my gosh, you can just dive this bike. I'm still getting used to it. So much fun though. Every one of the wheel sizes has its own advantages and disadvantages. I don't think there's one end all be all. Howdy. Just me. Thanks guys, have a good day. Oh yeah. Glad we saw those guys early. This is a multi-use trail. You know what? This is a great time to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot for mountain biking. Strava. So Strava is a mobile app for your phone that records your bike rides, trail runs, whatever it is, and records your speed, has leaderboards, shows you your time versus everybody else in the area. Anyway, Strava has become crazy popular in the last 3 years. Why? Everybody rides with a mobile phone now. You don't need a GPS, you got your phone. What Strava initially was for is tracking your miles, seeing improvements in speed, but it's turned into, at least where I ride, a racing tool. Since there's a leaderboard for all the trails in the area, you know, people who race are trying to get the best Strava time, right? What that leads to, on trails like these, they're what we call multi-use. It means hikers can use them, horses, bikers. Howdy. Just me. Have a fun ride. Thank you. Whew. So as you can see right there, if you're going too fast, you can just slam into somebody. That leads to lawsuits. That leads to trails getting shut down. And so while Strava's cool, some of the trails in my area, dude, have become insane. The trail that we're gonna finish out today's ride on, my best time is like 4:24, 4 minutes, 24 seconds, something like that. Now it puts me in the top 10 for the folks in this area. Well, I guess anybody who's ridden it. And all the times above me, man, they are speeds that are race pace. I'm talking speeds that if a guy was around the corner, you could not stop. If there was a dog, hiker, you would not be able to stop. You'd hit him and you could kill an animal. That was a sloppy line I just took, I'm sorry. It's a big rock in the trail. So Strava's becoming what I consider to be cool, but dangerous and stupid. Like, there's a point where you save the racing for the racetrack, dude. Not out here on open trails. If you want to have time trial, talk to your trail organizer, shut down the trail that day for racing. Guarantee you, it's a way better option than just trying to like street race it. And I'm a racer, dude. For all the new people to my channel, I raced from 2003 to 2009, in 08 and 09. I raced professionally in cross country and in Super D, which is the type of racing. Super D is not around anymore. It turned into enduro. Enduro is wildly popular, but I raced at a pretty high level for 4 or 5 years. Did pretty good. Got 23rd at national champs for Super D. And I was in top 100 for cross country. So this stump jumper that I'm on, it's amazing how far bikes have come in 8-9 years. This is a trail bike. This has got 6 inches of travel, front and rear. Dropper post, it's got a gear set called 1x11. Means I have 1 chain ring in the front instead of the traditional 3. And I have 11 gears in the back instead of the traditional 9. What that does, it allows you to run a chain guide on your front ring, which is a device that keeps the chain attached to the bike through rocky terrain, gives you more bottom bracket clearance. Bottom brackets where the pedals attach to the bike. Overall, killer setup. So over here on the left, no shifters, just a dropper post lever. All right, we're done climbing, yeah. A dropper post is a device that lets you raise and lower your seat over here on my left wrist. So if I drop it, I can drop it down a few inches. The benefit of that is when you're descending, having a lower saddle gives you more room to move your hips, your knees, your thighs, to put the bike in better positions for cornering and for taking big hits. Your cone of movement is larger. More mobility means you can put the bike into some better angles and positions. When you pedal, having it up, that's where the strength is, using the full range of your leg. But now we're gonna descend for a bit. I've ridden bikes with 6 inches of travel before. In fact, I'll post a video of me around my Super D bike down some pretty fun terrain that I did last fall. And what I can say though is trail bikes these days are packing a lot of travel into a package that pedals really well. The thing is, big travel bikes, downhill bikes, have been notorious for not pedaling well. More suspension, heavier bike, more linkage, the frames are bigger, and they just bob when you pedal them. The suspension soaks up your pedaling, meaning you lose energy. But in the last 10 years, suspension technology and frame design has come so far along that a bike that's got 3 inches of travel from like 10 years ago now can pedal. You know, this bike pedals like that, and this has double that travel. For the scope or gamut of travel, downhill bikes usually have 8 to 10 inches of travel. Trail bikes, 5 to 6. It's a category called aggressive trail bikes or enduro bikes. Those are like 6.5 to 7 inches. Then cross-country bikes are usually 3, or hardtails. Hardtails are bikes that don't have suspension in their rear. Phenomenal for pedaling. All right, guys, so just a little bit of downhill left to wrap us up. Just had to go to the doctor for a bunch of ankle pain I've been having on my right ankle. They did x-rays and what are they called, orthopedics? I think that's what, yeah. They x-rayed it and no issues. I've fractured my right ankle before carrying a bike down some stairs. It's pretty funny. But no issues that they could find other than what they think is perennial tendonitis, which all that really is inflammation of the tendon. So just gonna have to take it easy on the ankle. Worst part is I don't know what I did. It's probably riding. Probably ended up tweaking it somehow. This bike is sick. It just, you'll see here on the rough stuff, the bike will just eat it up if I pick the right line. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. So my goal is I'm gonna be trying to GoPro throughout the summer for you guys. A lot of trails to ride. May even road trip it. Go to a few other places. Alrighty. No, not today. This bike is so sick, dude. I've only had it for about 3 or 4 weeks, so I'm just now learning what it can do. Oh, it's so good. Oh man, it just makes life so easy. The bigger wheels do roll better. These are 27.5 inches, like I said earlier, and they roll better than 26ers. Cornering is different. Just the way you set up your line, you don't have the same flickability. 26ers I describe as very flick shot. Like some guy who plays a shooter on like sensitivity 10. This is more akin to 5. And a 29er is like sensitivity 3. Slow and smooth. Coming up on a guy. I'm gonna give him a little room here. This is a pretty crummy place to pass. All right, one last high speed.
Alright, you guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Here's the bike up close for a little bit better view. That's that 1x11 setup I was talking about. So this right here, that's a chain guide. That keeps it attached. You got nice, tight chain tension since it doesn't have to do 3 big gears up here. There's no cross-training issues, cross-cheating. Back here, here's your 1x11. I think that guy's got 44, 42 tooth. It's freaking huge, man. Big old, like, I think the front is a 7-inch rotor, isn't it? Pike, you got your dropper post right here. This is a fantastic bike. I've really enjoyed it so far. If you guys like this video, please let me know with a like, a comment, and I'll be doing more of them. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask, and we'll see you next time.